So tomorrow I'm heading to LA, but the saga continues. Continuing to run this campaign. I'm traveling a lot during this campaign actually, it's going to be a bit crazy. Like I said, my goals are to try to have a few more interviews, so there's a bit more interactivity with some other people, talking to them about what the grind looks like, what their daily work balance looks like, what their work-life hacks are like. Any other questions you might want to ask, let me know, that'd be great to have. What's really funny is that I'm finding that I'm using this vlog as a bit of an outlet for me to just talk about whatever it is I want to talk about. I'm using it to break down my own barriers. I'm using it to break down the fact that yes, I'm uncomfortable sitting in the park while there's people looking at me in leopard jeans talking to a camera. I feel like an idiot, but I'm using that and I'm harnessing it, and I'm trying to harness the power that it gives me to just face those fears and just go for it. It's not a super comfortable thing to walk around with a camera and film yourself doing everything, put your whole life on display. It's a really strange and uncomfortable thing, and it's something that I don't think I gave enough credit to it before, to the other vloggers that I followed that do it. It's yeah, it's pretty revealing. You can't really have any secrets, and I think that's what makes for the best content, is when you really do get some good, clear insights into somebody's life. I want to talk about disappointment, because right now, if I'm honest, I'm disappointed with the progress of the campaign. And I have no choice but to just deal with that. And I need to swallow that and eat it, and that's what running a business is. That's what being an entrepreneur is. It's getting back up consistently. I've had some seriously hard knocks in my life. I got married when I was 20, and I got divorced by the time I was 25. And I grew up in a really religious town and really religious circles, and when I decided to leave that marriage, I ended up having a lot of people really going against me. And there was no other path other than to just pick up and carry on. It's actually when I launched Interlock, a couple months after it all happened. My bike got stolen. I was just down in the dumps of depression, kind of, and was like, okay, am I gonna let this get me down, or am I just gonna rise above it and carry on? And rise above is the only thing that we can do. The only way to deal with disappointment is to do something about it. There's no point in complaining. Complaining doesn't solve anything. Sometimes you need to complain, to vent, to get it off your chest, but it doesn't do anything. What you need to do is take action to get out of the situation. If you're feeling stressed about having too much work to do, then do the work. That's what's gonna get the stress gone. Don't worry about the stress, that's the symptom. Deal with the core issue. Don't learn to deal with mediocrity. Don't learn to accept mediocrity and weakness. Grow, learn, work harder, do more, do better. That's the way through disappointment. I've noticed that a key way to show how disappointment works. So if you have expectations and reality, if those are two of the same things, then there's happy. If your expectations exceed, let's do it this way instead. If you have expectations and then there's reality. If those are met, then you're probably okay. That's your even keel standard thing. So the easiest way to be average, or to be a little bit happy in life, is set your expectations low, and then reality's low, and then you're fine. And then sometimes it'll blip up, and then you're happy. But if you instead live your life where you can set your expectations high and meet those expectations with a higher reality, that's where you can actually really find true happiness. But it does mean dealing with disappointment, and the bigger the gap between those expectations and that reality, that's where the disappointment factor is. And that disappointment factor is exactly the same size as the difference between the expectation and the reality. And the only way to get from that expectation to reality, if it's not there now, is to work harder, as far as I can tell. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make these vlogs a lot more simple so I can work harder on the campaign, because that needs to be my core focus. And I feel like as I'm sitting here saying this to the camera, my words aren't lining up with my actions. My actions aren't lining up with my words, because I need to get the work done so I can make it happen. My phone's ringing again. Well, now the lights change, and now I'm in the shade. Fastest way to eat an elephant? One bite at a time.